Have you ever always wanted to install a bidet toilet seat, but the only problem is you don't have an outlet that's close to your toilet? Well, today I'm gonna show you exactly how to install that outlet. Now, of course, every house and every bathroom is completely different. I have 3 bathrooms in this house, and I'm gonna show you in 3 different locations how we can put an outlet in. Now, the first thing we need to do is figure out the power source. I have an outlet right here, and I know the wires are coming through the wall here. Now, here's the easy part. There's a stud here and a stud there. There's about a 30-inch span of no studs. That means we could put a hole at the bottom and feed the cable through. That's the easiest setup. Let me show you another setup. Now, we're in a different bathroom now, and we're gonna look for another power source. The toilet's here. We have a convenient outlet on top, making it easy for us to cut a hole at the bottom and putting an outlet there. Again, very easy option. Now, here's where things get a little bit more difficult. Even though I have a power source here, I could put a box down below, but the cable would go all the way out here. It would be an eyesore, possibly even a tripping hazard. Now, we want to move this all the way to the side and at the bottom here so it's away. The only problem is I have a bunch of studs in the way, and even bigger problem, I have wallpaper. I can't patch that up. So here's where we're gonna tackle this issue. On the back side of this bathroom, here's this wall. I know my outlet's here, and this is where I wanna place it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut some drywall and start feeding the cables through. So what I've done here is I've created a path for me to start cutting out the drywall in the minimum amount of way. That way I don't have to replace too much of it. My electrical box is on the other side. That's where my power's coming in. And this is where we need to put our outlet on the other side of the wall. To make a really clean cut, I'm gonna use a multi-oscillating tool with a regular cutting bit, or you can use a drywall cutting bit. We're gonna start cutting this nice and clean and then pop it off. Now that we have a clear path of travel here, let's go on the other side, remove the toilet so we can start putting in where our junction box will be before we put cable through. All right, to save you the boredom, let's do some movie magic and remove this toilet so it'll be easier to work in that corner. And just like that, no toilet. Now, one of the first pieces of supplies that we need is we need an old work electrical box junction. The reason it's called an old work, it's because when the job's already done and the drywall is finished, you can cut the hole exactly fit around it, screw these holes in, and these butterflies open up, squeezing this box, touching, hugging against the drywall, and it's not going anywhere. The new work box are the ones where you don't have any drywall, it's a brand new construction, and you can just nail them through the sides. What I'm gonna do now is create a perfect fit hole around this, not too big, with my multi-oscillating tool to put exactly where the box is gonna go. Before we start installing the box, we need to create a little hole along this perforated edge. This is where the cables come in, and this little plastic piece is gonna hold it snug from coming out. Hold the butterflies in, and then use your drill to connect those flaps. Now we know where our outlet's coming out. Let's see where our power is coming from. Now the breaker's not turned off yet. We're gonna use this little voltage detecting tool, and all you do is you tap it next to the wire that's hot. When you see that beep, or hear that beep, you know there's power running to it. When you touch something like a common wire, there's no beeps. So we know this is our power source. Now luckily in our situation, we have these little portals we can tap in for power and start piggybacking off of that. Now in terms of electrical and code, here are 2 very important things you guys need to know. Now I am not a certified electrician by any means, I just play one on TV. But the National Electrical Code states that new construction homes have to be equipped with a 20 amp circuits in the bathrooms with at least one 20 amp GFCI. GFCI stands for ground fault circuit interrupter. So this is that little thingamajig that when the power goes out, you can click it and reset it. We're gonna put that here. To match it, we're gonna put the 12-2 cable to run through it. Now, if you're like, how do I find out if it's a 20 amp circuit? Let me show you. Open this puppy up, bathroom, boom, little 20 right there. 20 amp circuit. Now, before we start feeding the cable, one last thing we need to do is start drilling holes through these studs so we can fit this cable through. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this whole yellow sleeve off, and then we're gonna shave off close to about half an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch off of each wire, and start connecting them to the appropriate connectors on this GFCI. Why is GFCI so hard to say? The instructions are pretty easy. Hot, the black cable goes here, white, the common cable go there, and then this is your ground, and then this little strip here is if you're putting additional connectors to this receptacle. We're gonna piggyback all of these cables, making it hot over there. So the black cable is gonna go with the black cables here, the white cable is gonna go with the white cables here, and the copper cable is gonna go with the copper bundle there. If you don't have these little junction clips, you can use these little caps. They work fine as well. They're just hard when there's a bunch of them in there. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if there's power. We got power. Let's finish it off with a nice little decorative cover, and we'll put the toilet back, and I'll show you how we're gonna hook up this bidet. All right, let's check out this bidet toilet seat. It's from Bidet. Thank you for sending this over. We got some hardware here, some hoses. Ooh, slick. Oh my gosh, I wonder if this thing has the automatic opening or closing. I can hear a little motor in there. Nice little manual, 100% coverage, 5 years, pretty cool. Oh, that's nice, warranty. This is like laminated, this is fancy. Oh, that's a fancy remote, nice. Okay, you know, I'm not even gonna read the instruction manual. I'm gonna just go with this quick guide, this laminated quick guide. So all this little fittings are pretty simple, and I've connected the days before. So we have a little splitter here that goes to the tank, that goes to the seat for water, and then it goes to our faucet here. Let me just follow those in order. First things first, we gotta remove the, I'm not gonna show you what the inside of the toilet seat looks like. Wow, what a surprisingly clean toilet that I wasn't expecting at all, because it's like this all the time. First things first, let's remove this toilet seat. All right, next, set these little rubber anchors in. Leave the washers on top, set this little mounting bracket over. Feed the screws through these little metal brackets. Next, you guys are gonna have a hard time seeing this part. I'm gonna unscrew this cable, screw this to the top or the bottom of this tank, screw that into that water line, and this will be dangling here. That'll go into the bidet seat. Connect this water line to the seat. And then take these little grooves and have them snap into this little mounting bracket. All right, all that's left now is plugging the bidet toilet seat in and turning our water on. And some of the finishing touches, we gotta mount our little remote control that controls this whole operation. Here's a little mounting trick that not a lot of people know. If this part is too thick to put a pencil in to make it scribe a little mark where the screws will go, grab some tape, put it on the back, press it in until you find those little indentations for those holes, and mark where those holes are. Remove your tape, and put your tape over where you want to mount this. Let's go here. Then we're gonna take our anchors and start setting them right over those markings. Now, simply just remove your tape. Perfect mount. Now, how cool is that? So there's a lot of cool features that I like about this bio bidet. The automatic lifting of the toilet seat. For even with kids, when you turn the lights off, the seat will close, which is awesome. Then on top of it, you can press the close the lid manually here, open the lid manually, and then of course the seat. The remote is super slick. It's got all your stop, wash the front, wash your rear, dry, and then auto mode where it cycles through. Got your buttons on top, and then the back, this is really slick. This is all your settings, so you can control the pressure of the nozzle, the direction of the nozzle, air temperature, water temperature, and of course, seat temperature. And of course, you gotta have the nightlight. And a lot of bidets actually don't have this, but it actually has the nozzle clean settings. So, you know, all the wear and tear, bust it all through. Now there's a couple other features that I forgot to mention that's really cool about this Discovery DLS Bio Bidet toilet seat is that, this is wild guys, it's got the ultraviolet sterilization, so this thing will actually clean itself, and on top of it, it's got a dynamic stream, and I was like, what's dynamic stream? So apparently it alternates between hot and cold water, and apparently what it does is it stimulates a bowel movement. I'll be using that a lot. I'll link this bio bidet in the description of this video. Go check them out. I'm really like this thing. It's super slick. Now I want to give you a quick little heads up. If you're using this method to piggyback for power, be expecting that the lights will flicker a little bit. It's kind of like the same thing that happens when you turn on a hairdryer in your room, depending how old your house is. The lights kind of dim a little bit. Well, it's drawing a lot of wattage on the same circuit. It's totally fine. I've read plenty of articles about this. The only way around this, if you have the option where there's maybe an outlet like right there, piggyback off of that outlet. That way you're not, because you're in the bathroom already, right? So your lights are on, your fan's on, and now you're also having the bidet run its power. So if you can do that, if you can't do this, but be expecting to see a little flickering. Now you're probably wondering, okay, well you installed it, but what about this drywall that still needs to be done? How do we fix that? Well, I figured I'd show you, and you're probably here to see how to run the electrical. For drywall stuff, I will put a link right here. I have a great video, easy to follow, of how to repair drywall from start to finish, all the way up to texture. In the meantime, we'll do a little fun movie magic to save you guys the boredom. There, now let's go check out this bidet. Hey, thanks so much for sticking around watching yet another one of my videos. It means the world to me. If you're brand new to the channel and you like videos like this or any kind of home improvement project, make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell that will be alerted every time a video comes out. Connect with me on my social media. All the links will be in the description below, as well as the merch section where it all helps support this channel. Mistakes make us better. It's inspiring stuff that'll help you get through your projects, and they're true. Remember guys, we're not trained professionals. We're just not afraid to try and fail. Tune in this week. We'll see you guys on the next one. See ya. Bye.